go. All right, here we go. In 3, 2, 1.
Wow, Harry, you're a real genius. How do you come up with these brilliant ideas?
You're such an optimistic guy.
Oops. Why won't that play? Sorry.
There's an L shape on the sofa. Whoa.
It's Harley and me and you in the tree. This is the morning stream.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Star Trek Day. Yeah, that's right.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
It is. It's International Star Trek Day.
This was 1966, the first episode of TOS premiered.
Yeah. So I decided to play a clip from Voyager. Not everyone's favorite
You could have
thing.
at least played Clap My Hands and Jump for Joy. I got a clean bill of health from Dr. McCoy.
Yeah, I should have done that. That's like the best thing we have, isn't it, for Star Trek?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Or
Let's see.
Sabotage.
McCoy. Do I have this handy? I just would like to play it. Okay, here we go. Is this the one?
Presenting McDonald's Star Trek.
Nope, that's McDonald's and Star Trek.
It's a different thing.
Can't find it. All right, well, here it is.
Pointed-eared hobgoblin.
No, that's from the original series.
That is McCoy.
Yeah, I have a few McCoy lines, but I don't know where it is. It's in here somewhere.
Nice.
Anyway, happy Star Trek Day, everybody, and welcome back to the morning stream. It is September 8th, 2020. I'm Scott Johnson. That guy right there is Brian Ibbett. Brian, hi.
Hello. Happy day after Labor Day. Feels like a Monday, really a Tuesday in disguise.
Did you celebrate labor or labor in any way? Did you do any laboring yourself?
I labored over some games of Marvel Duel on the stream yesterday morning, and then labored over some freelance, and then labored over a couple of movies that I'll talk about on Recommendals tomorrow.
Oh, very nice. I labored over not much at all. No, that's not true. I got a whole bunch of work done, but none of it was related to anything fun or any of that. Yeah, but it was good to catch up. You know, Brian and I usually on most normal years we have like a trip to Vegas here, a trip to Vegas there, another trip somewhere else. We got a week off because of family reunions or whatever. And since we don't really do that anymore, we normally would like work a Labor Day on the show. Like we would have a show on Labor Day because why not? You know, we have all these.
Well, we usually, for whatever reason, I was remembering that we always do a show on Memorial Day. We don't always do a show on Labor Day, but maybe I've got it backwards. Maybe.
Oh yeah, I don't know either. Now that you say it,
yeah,
I don't know which one we celebrate more or why we would.
It's probably more like we take the day off if we feel like taking the day off, or we don't if we don't. Yeah.
So in this particular case, we both felt like it, so we took it off, and instead we did a little streaming in the morning for you guys. That was fun, and I spent most of the day just trying to get caught up on stuff, get my emails squared away. I had I had screwed up. I'd let my email go from Friday till yesterday, and it was outrageous. It was so bad. What's the opposite of inbox zero? Inbox 4 million.
Infinity.
Yeah.
Infinity inbox.
Inbox infinity war is what I had with my inbox. It was real bad, but I caught up and I got everybody answered and feel pretty good about it. Nice. We had free comic book day, month, summer, year signups on Saturday, so a whole bunch of you were able to grab this year's free comic book day prints for me and Carter. Those will be going out free of charge, no strings attached, shortly. In fact, I'm signing them either tonight or tomorrow. I think they get here. So thousands and thousands of you getting free comic book prints of my Red Hulk and Carter's Harley Quinn.
Nice.
So that was fun. And if you're asking, hey, is it too late? I missed it. It's too late. You missed it.
Then the answer is a resounding yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately, yes. We only do it. We keep them up. It's a 24 hours. It's a nice long chunk of time, and we just blast it all over the socials and the whatnots and any shows I can mention it on. Sadly, because it was a Saturday, we didn't get to do that. But that's true every year. So anyway, if you got in on that, great. We look forward to sending those over to you. And then, yes, in future, people always ask, well, will there be a future like pack that includes all the previous ones? Yes, we do those occasionally. But right now, we're focused on these free ones. So
yes, but don't count on it.
Don't hold your breath. That breath you're holding, let it out. Let a new one in.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. So we come to you today with kind of strange weirdness out there. Brian's currently living in 33 degree, that's Fahrenheit weather. That's like 0 Celsius, by the way. Whereas the day before you were at, what, 78?
No, 90s, low 90s.
Low 90s?
Yesterday, like 24 hours ago, it was, well, maybe not 24 hours ago, but 24 hours or less than 24 hours ago, around lunchtime, noon yesterday, it was in the 90s. Yeah. And then we just watched everything slowly drop down. And
it's really weird.
Yeah. Yet, so snow in the forecast, it won't stick because the ground's too warm, but it's currently raining. Ground's totally wet as I look out the Coverville Weather Center. And yet still mountains to the west of us covered in fire.
Oh my gosh, that's such a weird concept, right?
It really is, yeah.
Fire on one side, it's like a fantasy realm or something. That's just so weird.
Something like that. I went to a friend's house. We call it a dinner party, although it was just them, the couple that we were visiting, the couple of us, and Chris Brown, not the Chris Brown, but a Chris Brown.
Oh, I like how you preempted that so that I wouldn't bring up my usual joke. I like that. I like it. It's well done. I'm impressed with that. That's good.
My pleasure, yes.
Yeah.
Just being efficient, Scott, is all I'm doing.
All right. Look, the show's pushing 10 years. If we're not efficient by now, what even are we? So I appreciate it. It's fine.
Exactly. Yeah. But we went to their house, and they're up in Longmont. They're not too far from the Cameron Peak fire, which is the big one that's close to Fort Collins. Yeah. And we're just sitting there. He built a little crow's nest that overlooks this lake right behind his house. I mean, it's gorgeous, and the colors of the sky, beautiful. But then you're like, oh yeah, you know why they're that colors? Because there's all this fire smoke in the air that's turning the sky red and pretty, but sad.
Oh, it's gorgeous, but sad. Yeah,
but sad.
Let me think. Who's gorgeous but sad?
Selma Blair.
Okay.
She always looks sad to me.
Yeah.
But she's gorgeous.
She's gorgeous, but always
her eyes look sad to me.
Yeah, there's a sadness about her. The new Batman kid. What's his name? I can't think.
Pattinson?
Yeah. Pattinson? He got kind of a gorgeous but sad look.
Gorgeous but sad. Face looks like a foot, and also apparently has COVID.
Yeah. When I heard that news, by the way, they're like, hey, Batman got delayed again because the original headline was a crew member got COVID. And I went, that's too bad. Some grip or some
gaffer.
grip guy, a gaffer, somebody who just like is an assistant running around making sure craft services is working or whatever, like something like that. And then later it's like, oh, it's the guy we're talking about is Robert Pattinson.
Yeah.
That's no good. You need him on set.
He's kind of important to the Batman movie, it turns out.
Literally, he is the Batman. He's the Batman.
Rock and his family have...
Oh, I didn't hear this.
Yeah.
Dwayne The Rock Johnson?
They've got the COVID. Dwayne The Rock Johnson
also, my gosh.
And his family all have COVID as well.
Do you think he won't be able to taste all those eggs in the morning that he usually eats, like 50 eggs or whatever it is? He won't be able to taste them.
He won't be able to taste them, right. Might as well... Well, I mean, raw eggs. I don't know what raw eggs taste like anyway.
That's a good point. Maybe we're a step up here. I don't know if he cooks them or not, but I had no idea. That's no good. We don't want the Rocks all sick. The Rocks are cool.
Yeah.
We like the Rocks. He's got little kids. And
love the Rock. Love the Rock.
Is he married? Rock. No, he's got a girlfriend. They're not married, right?
I
don't
thought
remember.
He was married.
I don't know who the Rock's with.
I don't know.
The Rock.
And by the way, people, I'm not implying that Selma Blair just has the way her eyes are, when you draw a lot, you kind of notice the way people's eyes sit. Like some people have oval eyes that kind of point up on the sides, other ones kind of hang down. Hers kind of hang down. She's always got kind of a sad look. Yeah. I'm not saying I know she's got MS, and I'm not saying that she's sad because she's got MS.
No. I knew what you meant. Yeah.
Yes.
She's awesome. She's tough as nails, by the way, that chick.
She is, absolutely.
She's super impressive. But yeah, part of her thing is looking that way, and it was perfect for like Hellboy, because you needed that fire chick. I forgot her name in the comic.
Fire chick.
You need her to be, kind of this mix of hard, sad life and heroic deed, and she was I think, perfectly cast in that movie. She was really good.
Listen, and she open mouth spit trail kissed Sarah Michelle Gellar in that Cruel Intentions movie, and
Oh my lord!
you don't remember that whole big thing?
No, that is news to me. I don't see anything about The Rock about having the COVID. I'm a little surprised.
Seriously?
There's tons of stories about him.
In the news.
There's a bunch of stories about him giving sneakers or something to firefighters for all the work they're doing. But nothing.
5 days ago, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson reveals family tested positive for COVID-19.
Oh man!
Here, I'll give you a link to the article from the Failing New York Times.
Fake news, then.
If they're smart, they're buying that domain. By the way, the New York Times they better be buying the Failing New York Times.
Oh, I wonder if that's. Let's look. The fail. Let's just do failing.
All of a sudden, people like 5 links in the chat room for The Rock with COVID.
Oh, there is. Oh my gosh, they own it.
Do they?
If you type in failingnewyorktimes.com, it forwards to the New York Times.
Awesome. Okay. Well done.
Well done, guys. That was smart. That was smart.
That was very smart.
Okay, I guess.
Oh yeah, sure enough.
Oh, that sucks for The Rock.
It does. Oh yeah, there we go. Pops and Klein put the link to the Cruel Intentions video.
Oh, ew. I don't want to see that. I don't know why. You lost me at Spit Trail. That's where you got me with Spit Trail.
Right, because they pull after the kiss, they pull back and there's like a little spit trail.
Jeez. No, I don't want to have that in my life.
What grossed Scott out the most?
Yeah, what grossed Scott out today? Spit Trail, 100%. I promise you, that's one. Anyway, so while you're having weird snow in the mountains, fire in the mountains at the same time, and low temperatures, we're having lowish temperatures. We're down to 55 today, just on this side of the mountain. Lots of fires. Tons of smoke from California, continually, just pumping over the freaking plains or the desert right at us. So we're eating all this smoke from California. Yesterday was terrible air quality. And then today we had 97 mile per hour winds that blew down like trees and knocked over cars and trucks and stuff, and they had to close part of the highway, and there was power outages and all this stuff. 97 miles per hour. That's a lot.
Wow. That is a lot. That is a lot.
I don't know what that is in kilometers for all you Space Points users, but it's something high. Go look it up.
All right, let's go to Bill Duran in our traffic room. Hey, Bill, how's it looking out there?
Bill Duran in our traffic room. He's
Traffic
perfect
room.
for traffic. He's our traffic guy.
Oh, well, guys, it's
Wait, we need to cast everybody. Hold on a second.
Okay, all right.
I'm putting
the
Tom.
TMS news team.
Yep,
right?
I'm putting Tom on sports. Tom is totally on sports.
Tom
Okay.
on sports, sure.
Yeah.
Jury on politics. I mean, your political commentator jury. Is that too obvious? Too on the nose?
He would be good because you would have a guy. You'd have a go-to guy on your staff who would be like at all the events and reporting live from the vote counting and all that stuff. I think he's your guy.
I mean, you could expand that, right? You could expand that to social commentaries, or what do they have it? The local news team has the used to be the troubleshooter, but they've kind of evolved that role into
right. The guy that would go out and go, well, it's for us, this local dude, this Gephardt guy that I always talk about, that's him.
Mm-hmm.
He's the one that's like, let's expose the lie that is this thing. And
you mean Gebhardt, the guy who produced but not hosted the other morning stream?
Yeah, that huge hit they had, that giant hit.
Huge hit, yes.
Okay, then Nicole, she is, let's see, we gotta give her
Nicole
special
is,
features. She has special features, like
special features. There you go.
Like what do you have? Like the fair's open. Let's go see what they're doing at the fair this year.
Right, local events kind of thing.
Yep.
Right.
Brian and I are anchors.
Right. Steven Schleicher.
Can we give him weather?
He's our weekend guy. We can give him weather.
I want to give him weather for some reason, and I don't know why. Actually, I take it back. I want Daryl for weather because I want him to just go, I don't know.
Thanks a lot, Nor'easter.
Yeah. And he'll just be kind of like, if you Google it, you'll see there's he'd be just all like super low.
The angriest weather guy ever.
Yeah. Done away I want on cameras, so he'll not be on camera, but he'll be a guy behind the scenes who's always making us laugh. And then who else is there?
Who have we forgotten? Wendy.
Oh, Wendy. What does Wendy do? Wendy, it feels like Wendy is head office, making sure everybody's not screwing around too much or something.
There we go. I love it.
Okay, that's it. What's our
producer.
new? What are we called? You know, they have
The
eyewitness
TMS news team.
That's not bad. That'll work.
Yeah.
We have eyewitness news here locally.
Eyewitness news, sure.
But what would we be? We'd be. It has to be something cool, like.
Right.
Your.
Eyewitness news.
Every story would be about how we don't like bees. KTMS.
97-mile-an-hour winds coming through. They don't like trees.
Yeah,
so
everything
let's go
that
to the weather and.
There's a local. We have a baseball minor league baseball team called the Bees, so we could do a lot of.
Oh, there you go. That would be the sports team, right?
Yeah. It's like the Montana hickory sticks sure don't like bees or something like that.
Perfect. Exactly.
No offense to Montana and whatever your minor league baseball teams are. I have no idea. Hey, this is episode 1985. I just wanted to point that out because that's cool. It's my first. I have a list of favorite years. It's the first on my list of favorite years in my life. I loved 85.
It is a great year.
Yeah.
I mean, like you had Bruce Springsteen, Madonna. This was way before Nirvana.
Mm-hmm.
There was U2 and Blondie.
Yeah.
I think there was still music on MTV.
Yeah. It's almost like you're reading lyrics from a song that came out a couple years ago. Not quite, but just, almost. I feel it.
Almost.
Yeah,
almost.
It was a great year. And Back to the Future 1 came out. What else happened in 85? 85 was just badass. It was a great time in my life. I had the most friends I ever had that we were just having a blast. My dad still owned arcades, so it was all video game time all the time. It was just great. So 85. Pour one out to 85, everybody. Tomorrow it'll be 1986.
Pour out a Crystal Pepsi for 1985.
Yeah, there you go. It was a great time for me. All right. And by the way, it always happens on the fives. I loved 95. I loved
2015. We don't need to say why.
I love 2000.
Okay. So not just ending on the fives, but the tens as well.
Yeah, I think the tens are pretty good. Although the fives are better than the tens, but only slightly. But the tens are okay. 2010 was good. but the 15.
You've really thought about this more than
I totally have.
Yeah.
I don't know why I've gone so deep
Well,
into
you had
this.
Rocky 4, I must break you. We had Rambo First Blood Part 2.
Yeah.
Cocoon, Witness, The Goonies.
Yeah. It was a good year for movies. 84 was probably the better
Dan
year.
Aykroyd and his wife on In Spies Like Us.
Yeah. Just the year before that, you had him and the Ghostbusters there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, 84 is arguably the better movie year, but I don't know. 85 just rings lots of bells
Breakfast
for me.
Club, Brewster's Millions.
Yeah. Breakfast Club was a turning point for me. That was a big deal.
For sure, yeah.
Yeah, it's a big
Who
deal.
could forget Clue? Who?
Clue? Yeah. I mean, I can because Clue's not great.
It's not great. Who could forget Clue?
That's an old clip. Do I have that? Hold on.
Uh-huh.
We're going to find it. Is it just called Who?
Who?
No. That's not it. How about this one?
DMS, 18 minutes of show, an hour and a half of looking for clips.
Yep. I can't find it. It's somewhere buried deep in the recesses of my collection. We'll have to find it someday. Anyway.
There was the Mad Max in 1985.
Yes, there was. That was the follow-up, The Road Warrior, the second best film in the series, in my opinion.
That's right.
But it's far, far below that of 2015.
It was Thunderdome. Was
Thunderdome that year?
Thunderdome was this year. Or it was 85, yeah. Mm-hmm.
When was... It would have been like 82 or 3
for Mad Max. I mean, for Road Warrior,
yes.
Because
80, yes. It was 79 or 80 for the first one. I guess you're right, yeah.
Yes,
so never mind.
1981 for Road Warrior.
Thunderdome had two things going for it. And they were two different individuals. One was a giant guy and one was a little tiny guy.
Collectively known as Master Blaster.
Yeah, that was it. And they ran Bartertown. And that was
I loved the idea of Thunderdome and the big wheel and the host with the hunchback going.
Yeah. I'm telling you right now, if he made it again, it would be a masterpiece. But I just think by the time he made that, there were weird things at play. You don't have Tina Turner singing your theme song. What are you even doing? It's fine that she's in it, but we don't need another hero over the credits. What is that? That was bad.
And people will be watching it now and saying, "Oh, that's Burning Man, right? I mean, this is just Burning Man.
It's basically Burning Man.
It's just Burning Man.
It's just Burning Man. Yeah,
it's a Burning Man documentary with kids.
So he had to make Fury Road in the shadow of Burning Man and other things that were inspired by his work, and supersede all of it and make a masterpiece. And damn it, he did it. 2015. He did it. Hell of a thing. Sorry, worry,
folks. I tried to circumvent us talking about Mad Max. I tried to.
Well, I tried
to release the pressure valve somewhere else.
I finally beat that the game of this the Mad Max game from 2015 that came out then. I finally beat it yesterday, in fact, and got the story all done. It was great. Can't recommend that enough. Go play it. It's cheap. It's like $5 on Steam. It's ridiculous.
Oh, nice.
Great game. All right. We got a quick email from Rebecca.
Sure.
She coming to the table about whether being called an Okie is offensive for Oklahomans or not.
Right.
Because we've never really gotten an answer on this. And she says this: "Hi, Scott and Brian. A couple of weeks ago, my husband Dreadnecks." Oh, hey, Dreadnecks. We know him. He's in the chat now, isn't he?
He probably is.
Thought I saw him. Maybe.
There he is right there.
Yep.
He just said, "Oh my God, my wife wrote into the show."
She sure did.
This is great that he doesn't even know about this.
Yeah, this is awesome. All right. So she called him, or talked about how you called him for Battle Royale, and we asked him if the term Okie was offensive to people from Oklahoma. His response, that it wasn't, left me shaking my head. I'll cut him some slack because, unlike me, he was born in Texas. Uh-oh. I can already see where the problem is here, okay? Mm-hmm. I was always taught by my parents, also born and raised in Oklahoma, that it was a negative term used to describe people who left Oklahoma during the Dust Bowl, i.e. the characters in Grapes of Wrath, and then came back when life was easier. So they bailed when things got hard, came back when things settled down. My parents would not want to be called Okies and instilled in me a negative response to the term as well. That being said, the term has definitely changed in the modern zeitgeist of Oklahoma, and it is now used by many with pride. The song Okie from Muskogee, Elizabeth Warren, etc. I'm just glad you didn't ask what it was like to live without electricity and ride horses everywhere. Says actual serious questions I've received from other Americans. Thank you both for the Frog Pants community for everything you do. You give my husband so much needed levity while he works full-time from home and bears the brunt of our 5-year-old daughter doing virtual kindergarten. Sincerely, Rebecca. P.S. I guess you could say that I don't like the term Okie.
Okie. Nicely done. Nicely played, Rebecca.
Dreadnecks, your wife sounds awesome.
Totally.
She seems great and also doesn't have any problem disagreeing with you and letting us know about it. And that's rad.
And she can definitely see why you like it.
Yeah. Is that her again? Is that her?
No, it's definitely not. But it would be great if it was.
Oh, it'd be amazing.
It'd be better if it was.
It would be better. It'd be better if you did. All right. We've gotten to this far, so we may as well do this now. Time for the news, brought to you by
Fred and Can. It's just been updated. Yesterday, in fact, and the only proof you need is to check out fredandcan.com right now and see for yourself.
Yep, it's all up to you. You have the power to go see what Fred and Can are up to. Basically, Fred has he sleepwalks.
He has a dream.
Yeah, he has a bit of a dream. And I don't know, if I was Can, I'd be a little sick of it. If you'd like to know more about this guy and his sad, lonely life living with a can of sentient cream corn, expired, by the way, go read it, fredandcan.com. All right, this big fire they're having, or one of the big fires they're having in California, has now been officially blamed on a gender reveal party. These need to stop happening.
Like, they need to stop happening, or they just, quit trying to outdo the last gender reveal party you saw online.
Right, or quit using pyrotechnics. Just straight up do something else. Anything.
Have people over, make a cake, have somebody who knows make a cake. You cut into it, oh, blue inside. But doing this for likes and retweets and that sort of thing just needs to end.
I hate it so much because look at all this destruction. It's so dumb. And also, I just think if this is all in the middle of a horrible thing like this, or with all these fires, all the dryness, all the non-rain, all the stuff California's going through, it's not like you don't know if you live there. Like, stop for a second and go, maybe this shouldn't have flammable stuff as part of this. Maybe we could just do like Brian said, Hey, how about one of those balloons you pop it and a bunch of blue powder comes out?
Sure. Just have people over. Guess who cares about your gender reveal? Only the people close to you.
Yeah.
And even some of them don't really care like you think they do. Just have them over. They really just want the cake.
They're not
We
sitting
just
around
want
going,
the cake.
I want to know what the genitalia of this child is. Could you do it in the most extravagant way possible?
And it's true. And it is a sex reveal party, not a gender reveal party, because
well, they call them that, so I don't know.
No, I know, but I mean, it's we got to be. It's a just because the sex is this does not mean that the gender that they're going to identify with is going to be the same thing.
Gender is a human construct. We made that up.
That's right. Exactly. And while we're at it, let's stop with the stupid prom proposal videos. And when we were kids, we asked a girl to prom and we didn't make a whole big thing out of it. And speaking of proposals, we don't need to have the big old marriage proposal virtual viral videos either.
Yeah,
right?
take them
Just
somewhere
ask
quiet.
your wife to marry you.
Yeah,
And,
you don't have to upload it to Instagram as soon as you're done. Have a nice little quiet thing that's just you. Do that. I don't think this is old man talk. I think this is just like, hey, let's reset a little bit. Who are you actually doing this for? Like, are you trying to make a bigger deal with the people who follow you? Or are you trying to make a lifetime together? So just do what Brian said. And also with the baby thing, just find out what the baby is. Do it early. I mean, who's the surprised one? The people coming or your husband? Or who are you supposed to keep the secret from?
They're supposed to be surprised, right? Because they don't know what the gender is. So they have the cake made or have the shotgun shell filled with a certain color, or the watermelon insides dyed a certain color, and then they discovered at the same time.
Okay.
Which is great. Do that, but don't make a big deal out of it.
Yeah.
Nobody else cares,
No.
really.
No.
Nobody does.
Not really. It doesn't matter 5 minutes later. Speaking of proms, by the way, when you and I were young, what you did is you asked a girl to prom, and sometimes you got a little goofy with how you asked.
Sure. Right.
One time, a friend of mine asked a girl with a toilet he bought at a hardware store, and he filled it with Hershey's Kisses, and she had to dig down to the bottom of the toilet.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it was warm, so the Hershey's Kisses were all melty. Like out of wrappers, I'm talking about. They plugged the bottom of this thing and then
really
filled
just
it.
Loose unwrapped. Oh man,
yeah, it was
nice.
gross. It was really gross. But she did it. She dug down there, found the note, and then agreed to go with him, which is I was sure she was going to say no. But.
And totally, Nurse Liz G. Women deserve big proposals. If they like big deal proposals, they absolutely deserve them. They just don't need to be turned into viral videos with the hopes of likes.
Yeah, or a bunch of parties with people. Like, just do whatever you two want to do.
Right.
And you don't need to. The world on Facebook doesn't need to know right now. If somebody there, because you have them because they're close, they took a couple of pictures and that's fine. Actually, you know what? Everybody do what you want to do. Just don't burn shit down doing it.
Just don't set the world on fire in the process.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. Be as goofy as you want to be. Hide the gender inside grandpa's butthole, and you have to wait until he farts it out, and then look what the gender is. Do as weird as you want to be. As weird as you want to be.
You know what it is? Seriously, if we because social media itself is not the problem. It's likes. If social media, if Facebook and Twitter got rid of the like feature. I think we'd see a lot less of this because people wouldn't be competing to have the most likes.
Interesting. It's possible, I suppose.
But do keep the social media because it's a nice way to keep track of everybody and find out how mom's doing without having to call her. But let's get rid of the likes and.
Well, here's the thing. I think that stuff. I actually agree with you, but that's going to go on whether we like it or not. And so whatever. There it is. What they really should stop doing is burning down things.
Sure, I mean, we'll get right to the actual problem, but I'm looking at the stem, Scott. I'm looking before we even get to the flower on the end of the stem. I'm saying, how do we stop that? Or the seed is what I'm saying. How do we stop the seed?
And exactly stop trying to outdo each other is the other thing, because that's the escalation part. And this is why I'm annoyed. Like, so back to the prom thing. When you and I would go to prom, we would take the girl to prom. That meant dance and dinner and, this is a great time. Thanks, everybody. See you later. It was great. Today, all through my kids growing up, all of them in high school, you had to have a big, elaborate day date planned also. That was expected. Really? I don't know if it's just Utah, if it's regional, what it is. But for sure, where I live, Every kid had to have a gigantic Saturday day date planned. That meant like miniature golf or more stuff, more money, more stuff, more pain in the butt, more everything. And they had to have it all planned out and done. And I'm like, well, what's next? You're going to have a weekend of days where you all have to do things?
Right, exactly. Everybody, it's the power of social media likes is that you have to outdo the last person to see if you can get more likes.
There you go.
And
it's one big competition, baby.
Just get rid of the whole thing.
Just throw it all away.
Exactly.
What I'm saying is mainly, though, like these people, don't burn stuff down.
Well, don't burn stuff down, right? In the meantime, while we figure out how to solve the underlying problem, just quit burning shit down.
Exactly. Let's see. Last month, Death Valley National Park in California reported a temperature of 130 Fahrenheit. That's 54.4 Celsius for those keeping track. Could be the highest temperature ever reliably recorded on planet Earth.
Right, because other measuring devices melt.
Yeah. Like none of the traditional stuff.
I think we're going to hit our record.
Oh, shoot. Bring in something with titanium. We'll try that.
Should have planned ahead. Yeah.
That's just horrendous. Holy crap, that's hot.
Insane.
Anyway, largest national blaze known as the Creek Fires burned more than 73 acres, and authorities said none of it had been contained. Let's see. Helicopters rescued more than 200 people trapped after the wildfire cut off the popular Mammoth Pool Reservoir. Man, this is bad. So that whole thing with those people getting stranded, now we're well over like 90,000 acres or something. All of that totally passable had we not worried about blowing stuff up for a stupid gender reveal.
We hit 90,000 acres with the Cameron Peak fire too. That's the one that's really close to like Rocky Mountain National Park and Fort Collins and Estes Park and all the, the good places, fun places to go. And
the good places.
It's really sad. Yeah.
We have a number as well in our state. I don't think any of them are threatening any metropolitan areas right now, but some years. I mean, back in 2012, remember that Nerdtacular? Jeez Louise. All that smoke in the air, and we had fires that almost got me evacuated the night before Nerdtacular. I'm in bed at 3 a.m. going, we're going to get evacuated, and I might have a thing tomorrow.
Eagle Mountain, right, exactly. Noah's.
Yeah, right? And the fire was right behind where I lived in Eagle Mountain, right behind the hills. You could see this big ridge of fire coming our direction. And seriously, at 3 a.m., we're getting evacuated. I've got a weekend's worth of freaking frog pants bullshit we have to do. I was so stressed out over that. And then about, I don't know, 3:35 or between 3:30 and 4:30 a.m. They said, no, looks like it's reversing. It's going this way. You guys should be good. I was like, whew.
Yeah. Wow.
Feels like yesterday. All right. Here's a fun story. Speaking of the Roni.
Okay.
A church leader who claimed coronavirus as God's punishment for same-sex marriage tested positive for the coronavirus. He didn't say who it punishes, I suppose, but anyway.
Right, yes, it's punishing him too, and whoops.
Yep, he's 91 years old. If you see a photo of him, he looks like that dude in that Seinfeld episode that was, George, why do you want to join this whatever thing? That guy.
Right.
I assume that's probably the sect, I don't know. But anyway, Ukrainian religious leader claimed coronavirus was God's divine punishment for same-sex marriage, has shockingly contracted the disease himself. Patriarch Filaret, age 91, is the head of the Ukrainian Orthodox Church of Kiev.
It's Kiev. They changed the.
When did they change the spelling on it?
The spelling. I mean, that's the accurate spelling.
Why were we doing it wrong so long? That's weird.
I don't know.
Because it was always K-E-V-I, or no, K-I-E-V.
K-Y-E-V, right? I think was the.
I don't know.
Or K-I-E-V.
Yeah, K-I-E-V, that's what it was. E-V, yeah. Now it's K-Y-I-V. That's cool.
And it's now pronounced Kiev.
All right, Kiev. Let's do it right then. Ukrainian Orthodox Church of Kiev. One of the country's largest congregations. He was hospitalized last week after testing positive for coronavirus and has also, as a result, developed pneumonia, kind of common with people in his age range. His diagnosis was confirmed in a statement posted to Facebook on Friday. We informed that during planned testing, His Holiness Patriarch Filaret of Kiev and all Rus Ukraine tested positive for COVID-19. That means he's the patriarch of all Rus Ukraine, not all of Ukraine has COVID-19. Just for clarity.
Right, let's clarify.
Let's clarify that. Now the bishop is undergoing treatment in a hospital. Diagnosis may have come as a surprise to His Holiness, given that he previously cast blame for the virus on the LGBT plus people and same-sex marriage in particular. As the virus spread across Europe in March, Filaret told Ukrainian national television, Channel 4, that the pandemic was God's punishment for the sins of men, the sinfulness of humanity. First of all, I mean same-sex marriage, he says. Well, you say stuff like that, and then a virus who doesn't give a shit where you think it came from decides to...
says, oh, really? Here, let me show you. Let me show you how easy it is to get this thing.
Yeah, doesn't matter. It don't care what your theory is about whether you think it's a divine punishment or anything else.
That's right. By the way, people are pointing out that now Chicken Kiev, we have to pronounce it Chicken Kiev.
Chicken Kiev?
Chicken Kiev.
I don't want to do that.
How's the Chicken Kiev tonight?
Yeah.
Oh,
how's the Kiev? All right, if I ever go anywhere,
better than the French fries.
I've never... If I ever go anywhere that has Chicken Kiev, which I don't think I've ever actually had, I'm going to say Kiev, and we're going to see how it goes. I'm going to make a point of it.
I wonder where the closest place is to me that I can actually get Chicken Kiev.
Yeah, can you search for
Chicken
anything
Kiev.
like that?
Chicken Kiev near me is what you would say in Google.
Let's see.
Can I get some DoorDash to me during the show today? Oh, yeah, there we go. Red Square Euro Bistro had it.
Okay.
But they're temporarily closed. They're in Larimer Square down in downtown Denver, and they're fantastic.
Oh, we have a place. Oh, they're also closed. Yeah, all the Chicken Kiev places are closed right now. That sucks.
I don't like Chicken Kiev. Nicely done. Oh, Pierogis Factory has it. Okay, that's actually pretty close to me.
What's a pierogi? I don't know what that is.
Pierogi is like a potato dumpling, I believe. I'm gonna get clarification in the chat room, but I believe it's like a potato-based dumpling. From
like Indian
Europe.
food also has a similar thing, right? Like a potato dumpling.
Every culture has a thing that's like a potato dumpling, has a dumpling of some sort.
Interesting.
They just call it different things, whether they're gumplies or and that's really a thing.
Chat room saying it's Ukrainian of origin, so right along with what we're talking about here. That's great. Mm-hmm. Well, we've learned something. Now we learn this. The jelly
potato dumpling stuffed with kraut or mashed potatoes.
Sounds good.
Great. So it's a potato dumpling stuffed with potatoes.
Yeah. Why not double up, I say.
Just double up. Give me, how much starch can I get? All of it? Okay, I'll take that then. Thank you.
Some places just have a lot of potatoes, so put them in each other.
Oh boy, that Kiev.
Yeah. Oh, Kiev.
Kiev.
Jelly Belly.
It's known as Kiev Urban.
Kiev Urban? Oh, Kiev Urban. He's good in the boys, too. I'm sorry, the bees, too. Or how do you spell it now?
I guess that would be downtown Kiev is Kiev Urban, then you got Kiev Rural.
I was thinking of Carl Urban, but that's fine.
Well, I was thinking Keith Urban. Come on now.
Keith Urban's he's the music country singer. That's
married
to Carl
Nicole.
Urban.
Married to Carl Urban. That's right, exactly.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about this next thing.
It's one of the reasons this guy's mad at or thinks the virus is from the gay marriage. Anyway, Jelly Belly founder, dude, what's named David Klein. He made the Jelly Bellies. You know, the little flavory Jelly Belly things that taste like real things. Yeah. The founder of Jelly Belly is hosting a series of cash prize treasure hunts around the country before his retirement. He's getting ready to retire. Anyone that participates will then be eligible to search for the ultimate treasure, which is a key to one of his candy factories. This is straight up Willy Wonka business.
Willy Wonka. I know.
You get a Jelly Belly candy factory if you find it.
I love this idea.
Yeah, I would do this. According to a news release.
Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're fine.
I'm jumping the gun.
According to a news release, David Klein and his partner have started going across the USA hiding gold-style tickets in the form of a necklace in places they come across with an interesting story. Quote, the biggest and best part of the treasure hunts is that anyone who joins at least one treasure hunt will be eligible to search for the ultimate treasure, which will be the key to one of his candy factories and an all-expenses-paid trip and education to Candy Making University. Is that a real thing?
Sure.
Okay.
Well, you think people are just born knowing how to make candy, Scott? They've got to attend university for this.
A University of Candy Learning. All right. Those who wish to get involved need to pay an entry fee of $49.99. So about the cost of a mid-range AAA video game title to get access to their state's clue. So every state has a clue. Colorado has a clue. We have a clue. Everybody has a clue.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right. So there are 50 these golden tickets.
Golden tickets.
I'm going to call my dad and have him start assembling workers to search for me while I'm doing the show.
Yeah, do it. It says here also that each treasure hunt in itself is worth $5,000. Only 1,000 people can participate in each treasure hunt, so there are limitations. That way.
Wow!
But somebody's going to win a damn factory, dude.
That's cool.
That's pretty cool. I guess. I don't know. Seems a little weird too, right?
I want a golden ticket. I want a golden ticket. Oh, there it is right there. Thegoldticket.com. The Georgia, South Carolina. Oh, they're like staggered out. So you won't be able to buy the Colorado one is coming soon. The Utah one probably is coming soon. Currently, you can get one if you actually the first one to get revealed will be the Georgia riddle release date.
Huh. Interesting.
Kind of.
It feels like something you would do. It seems like a Brian Ibbett thing to do.
It does, doesn't it?
Yep. It says
I might be into this.
Yeah.
I love scavenger hunt kind of stuff.
Yeah. This would be your jam. And just imagine if you won the kind of TMSs we could do from a candy factory.
Right, exactly. Oh, they look like dog tags. What? The secret code on it.
The tickets the
actual gold ticket looks like a gold dog tag, yeah. Okay. You must have a Facebook account. Wow. Whoever did this website, they didn't spend a lot of money on it, Jelly Belly.
What's the URL again?
Thegoldticket.com. Here, I'll put it in in our Discord.
Ticket.com.
I'm on the how to play page.
Because it's coming up. Trouble is saying it doesn't exist for me. I don't know why.
You're typing in thegoldticket.com?
Yeah, thegoldticket.com. Yeah, I'm just getting there's no finding that site. We can't connect to the server of thegoldticket.com. Who knows why? I don't know. It could be anything. FTP or not FTP, DNS.
All treasure hunt players will be eligible to join in the ultimate treasure hunt where I give away one of my candy factories. So if you pay the $50, you can try and track down the gold ticket on the, basically the dog tag in your state, but you also have a chance, whether you get that or not, to join in the ultimate treasure hunt.
Oh, so you could win the $5,000, but technically you could win the $5,000 and the ultimate treasure hunt. I mean,
you could, right? Okay. Yes.
All right, that's cool. Wonder if that guy can even stand eating a Jelly Belly right now. Like,
oh, I don't know.
If you're the inventor of the Jelly Belly, can you even do it? Can you even put one in your mouth again? Like, I don't think you can.
Yeah, I don't know.
I bet he's done.
Love the buttered popcorn Jelly Bellies and the juicy pear. Best two flavors, right?
Oh, they are good. And I used to love the recipes where they tell you what ones to put together for the best combos. And
stuff.
Yeah,
right. Yeah. Right. You'd like do a banana split by having like 4 different Jelly Bellies at once.
Weirdly, I really like the popcorn ones, and I don't know why.
That's what I'm saying, man. The buttered popcorn and the juicy pear, the two best flavors.
Why do we like the popcorn? What is it about that?
I don't because it's such an unexpected flavor from something like that. You're expecting it to taste like cherry or orange or whatever, and it's like, oh, it is like buttered popcorn. It's multi-layered flavors to it.
It's always seemed like black magic to me.
Very, very decisive. I wonder which one's more divisive, buttered popcorn or black licorice.
Oh, it's got to be black licorice. It's got to be.
I don't know. Looking at the chat room, man, it's almost like 50. We almost need a straw poll for this.
Y'all are crazy. The popcorn's great.
Popcorn's great, but if you don't like, I mean, people either hate it or love it.
Yeah. Don't eat the kind with, don't eat their sugarless kind. It'll give you that.
Oh, right. That's what happened. Yeah, I remember that. Those
were bad. Turns out.
Bad. You're bad.
They're very bad. Well, they're bad in quantity. I eat too many of them. All right. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll have some time with our good pal, Justin Robert Young, and going to find out what the current state of things are in his world of politicking. After that, a few more things, so stick around. Let's do a song, though. What do you got?
Sure, I've got something from Tallahassee, Florida. A guy named Jason Lancaster, who used to be in a couple bands, the Mayday Parade, as well as Go Radio.
Had to fire 13 spatial charges to drive those ships off. I expect to be compensated.
Bad gay movies.
We purified by our kisses are eternally healed. This is the morning stream.
And we're back. Chat room's having a conversation about how the sugar beet is, or Utah's known for sugar beets. That's true. That's true. In fact, there's a high school team where their mascot is a beet digger, and I'm not kidding.
Yeah, ours here in Brush is the beet digger.
Yeah, see?
Brush, Colorado.
Intermountain digging the beets. That's what we do out here.
Digging the beets.
Yep. Come out to the
Fresh
west.
beets.
Come out to the Wasatch Front, and we'll dig you some beets, yo.
Exactly.
Nothing to do with Dre or headphones.
No.
Okay.
Digging beets by Dre.
Yep, there you go. All right, we're gonna get Jury Justin. That's who's coming.
Jury Justin.
Yeah.
Robert R. Youngman.
That all sounds right. Sounds just right. Okay, let's get him in here. Let's have some fun. Talk about important stuff with this.
Right. These are their stories.
Oh, I'm terrible with names.
We're okay with him. It's Justin Robert Young joining us now, all the way from his studio in Oakland, California. Justin, welcome to the show, sir.
Hey, that's me.
It's you. It's
you. That's me.
Hey, I'm on your show tonight. I'm on Night Attack tonight, I guess.
Are you?
I think so. I think I'm your guest. Or one of them. I don't actually know how if there's more than one, but I'm there today.
No, I think that's more than enough for me.
Yeah,
that's more than a meal
in
my book.
It's a lot. But yeah, I'm gonna be there. It'll be great. It was supposed to be last week, but
that'll be super fun. Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, it'll be good. It's been a while, so we're gonna make that happen. Bryce was always very nice to reach out and ask. So I will be on there tonight. So if any of you are watching Night Attack tonight, look forward to whatever.
You'll see a Scott Johnson. Gosh dang it.
Yep, and you won't know what to do.
F a dog.
F a dog.
Yep. Oh.
All right. Hey, we're back, and that means just in time. It means, well, that's a good name for your segment if it wasn't already jury duty. But anyway, it's time to talk about the state of things. So I have a couple of questions about the current political climate that I did not warn you about, so enjoy this one just out of thin air.
That's fine. I love it.
Been a lot of talk in the last week and a half or so about this military stuff, whether Trump did or didn't, blah, blah, blah. Say all the stuff he said about the military and whether he skipped the trip to the Normandy stuff or, to the grave
the Belleau
site.
Woods, I believe. The Belleau Woods.
All that junk. And then, people unearthing all this video of him calling John McCain a loser, which he swears he never did and stuff like that. So all of that stuff.
Well, that's not either new or debatable, right?
Right.
Like that is stuff it's so funny because after all that happened last week, I saw people on Twitter circulating old Hillary Clinton ads from 2016 of Trump saying the stuff about John McCain and a veteran, a former POW, like crying. And people on Twitter were like, "Oh my God, how powerful!" And I was like, that lost, right? Like that didn't win last time.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result.
Yeah. I mean, okay. So I think the reason that people were coming back at it hard is the series of tweets he put up that said, well, actually I have it right here. It says, I was never a big fan of John McCain, disagreed with them on many things, including ridiculous endless wars and lack of success we had dealing with the VA and our great vets. But the lowering of our nation's flags and the first-class funeral he was given by our... hold on. I'll say I never called him a loser, and I swear on whatever or whoever I was asked to swear on that I never called our great fallen soldiers anything but our heroes. So basically claim he never called him a loser, and then there's all this stuff saying where he...
Well, he didn't call him a loser on the tape.
Well, that's true.
He said that he prefers the heroes that weren't captured, or he prefers the soldiers that weren't captured.
Right.
So, I mean, this is where we get into, and this is why I really didn't like that story.
Right.
And I haven't liked the stuff that's kind of come after it, because most of the stuff that's come after it has been confirming things that we know.
Yeah.
We know that he said that about John McCain. He said it on tape, right?
Yeah.
Like, we know that he's had thoughts with these generals, because some of these generals have come out and put their names on it.
Yeah.
So it's like a lot of this stuff is known, right? That story became a story because of the lead. And the lead was that he didn't want to go to memorialize the anniversary of World War I at a sacred site for the Marines, the U.S. Marine Corps, because he thought the people that died there were losers.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So if you've got somebody's name on that, that's a month-long story.
Yeah.
That person goes all around the horn. They do all the interviews. I'm sure we get the kickback of why he hates Trump, blah, 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 blah. But fine, cool. Person's name is on it. They're going to go out and talk about it. Donald Trump's going to say that he's a liar. It's not like we haven't run that story a million times, right?
Yeah.
But at least we have an Alicia Machado or whatever, like we did last year. That was the Miss Universe that he allegedly called Miss Piggy and said she was fat and stuff like that. And she had her name on it.
Right.
She was out there. We went around the horn with it. Everything else is kind of reheating old news. And I'm not saying that shouldn't disqualify him from being president. If that disqualifies everything he said, I mean, I guess here's my larger meta point. Do we really need more access to Donald Trump's thoughts? Like, has he not provided us enough access to his innermost thoughts at all times that we need to have that journalistically we need the justification that, oh my God, this information is so important, we need to go with 4 anonymous sources?
Well, if you get a bunch of anonymous sources that say, my original question I'll still get to, because it was more about whether this hurts his chance, or whether or not the military vote makes any big difference or not. You may have answered that already by saying they played this card in 2016 and lost, so maybe it doesn't have the effect that I think it has, or that I'm wondering if it has. But aside from that, though, if you're a reporter and 4 credible sources come to you that are also, you end up having everybody, including Fox News, corroborate those sources.
Not that stuff. Not the 4 source. Not the big thing that actually made it news.
Right, but
nobody has gotten corroboration on that.
Oh, I thought
no.
Why did
Fox News got corroboration on that he didn't like John McCain, and other stuff that was deeper into the story. But nobody has corroborated that he said that they were losers. In fact, people have come out and said that they were with them the entire time, and he didn't say that.
Okay, so
there's also like FOIA stuff that says that there was reduced visibility, and that's why they didn't make the trip.
Well, sure, but what I'm asking is, if you're a reporter and you get this from whatever your sources are, what do you do? I mean, you went to school for this, so what do you do?
Yeah.
Do you sit on it?
You wait until you get somebody on the record. The idea that 4 unnamed sources is something that you go to print with is the national standard on that, specifically when it comes to politics, has slid very far from some of our highest, what used to be kind of the places that everybody in journalism looked to, like the New York Times and the Washington Post. They're so much more comfortable running with anonymous sources than they have been in the past. And largely it's because Donald Trump moves newspapers. Donald Trump sells subscriptions. Donald Trump drives ratings. Donald Trump, is a big source of fascination for people around the world, not just in the country and beyond party lines. People that want to know about him really want to know about him. People that loathe him want to know every reason that they can understand why he's the worst person on the planet. And so we have journalism that fills in those cracks. The difference is that, to me, anonymous sources, let's remove it from this particular instance, right?
All right.
Anonymous sources are black magic if I'm going to put it in a fantasy perspective for the TMS audience.
All right. They love their fantasy here, so yes.
We all love fantasy. We can gather. Let's all fluff our neck beards as I make this fantasy analogy, all right?
All right.
Black magic is dangerous, not because it's not effective, but because it taps into something for which might be corruptive, right? That's the idea, the fantasy hallmark of black magic as opposed to white magic. White magic is on some level bound with the earth or whatever espers we are in our fantasy world. Black magic is on some level corruptive. And yet, in every fantasy story that deals with this kind of stuff, at some point the hero is pushed to justify the use of black magic.
Yeah.
And that's, to me, what anonymous sources are. You can only use it so often, because every time that you use something like what we saw with the Atlantic, then you are eroding the faith. You're taking a mortgage out on your outlet's faith from your readership. Now, Donald Trump provides a lot of cover on stuff like this because people hate him. And if you are primarily writing for people that hate him, they don't care. They don't care that maybe it's not true, because they've seen enough for the last 4 to 5 years to say, of course it's true.
Yeah.
We don't really care that you prove it. We really care that you wrote it. We really care that we can talk about it.
Yeah.
And what we really hope, beyond the journalism element, people don't really care about that. They really hope it hurts them politically.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's my big question. Is it going to? Do you think you think it's not moving the needle at all? Okay.
Hell no.
Won't change the mind of the people who love him. Won't change the mind of the people who hate him.
Of course not. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Like if you okay, I don't like to blanket things, but if you're all in, you're all in. If you're all out, you're all out. Those two groups, there's no fiddling around there.
Mm-hmm. Beyond that, this is a very dialed in story. It doesn't really affect anybody. The reason, like, anonymous sources to me should bring you to other stuff that you can verify. An anonymous source should say, hey, go look at this Dropbox thing, and here's a bunch of indecipherable numbers. And the anonymous source says, hey, by the way, line 24 is what the government spent on contractors, and line 57 shows that the contractor was the vice president.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's what. So now you have an anonymous source that's bringing you something that now you can then go verify and prove elsewhere. Or it is bringing you context to something that doesn't exist. Or, and this exists in politics as well, very tawdry, very gossipy stuff. Like, this happens in campaigns all the time. You very rarely get people on the record because you can't talk in public when you're on a campaign, right? So you hear campaigns backbite and say, oh, our national director's an idiot and we should be spending more in Nebraska and we're spending in Maine and blah, 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 blah. That's fine to me because it's gossipy stuff. It's effectively a slam book like in high school. And if you're really dialed into politics, like I'm really dialed into politics, then that on some level gives me an illumination of the mood within this organization. But for something like this, where we know Donald Trump has a fly-by-night relationship with America's military.
Yeah.
We know that he has fights with the generals, and we know, or at least I would assume, I am making an assumption here, that if I were on a road trip with Donald Trump, he would be a fussy little bitch bot, like maybe about 3 hours in.
Yeah.
Like, you just know the kind of people that would be terrible road trip people. So I could imagine that on a intercontinental trip where everything is back to back to back to back to back because you have 5 other world leaders there, that he was probably in a horrifyingly terrible mood. And he doesn't seem like the guy that would hold his tongue when he's in a mood like that.
Yeah.
So none of it seemed particularly odd to me. The news seemed old, and I don't think it's really going to move the needle because there's nowhere else to go with it. If you don't have the names, and you don't have and those names don't become people that then keep talking about it, then it's something that, like it is now, it was in and out of the news in 48 hours.
Yeah, it reminds me of, it got me to thinking about the Access Hollywood stuff. When that happened, it feels like in any other era that would have been it. That's it. We're done.
Yeah,
a candidate can't say all that stuff on mic and then waltz in.
I thought it was a wrap too.
Yeah, I did as well. A lot of people did, and that wasn't enough. And it wasn't enough. There have been a number of that wasn't enough moments, and this particular one just hidden in the shroud of these people are all anonymous.
This was I think a particularly weak one.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
But boy, did it take over the freaking world for. I mean, this is all anybody was talking about, including him. I mean, that's just this is all they would defend and all they would talk about. And some people go, "Well, it's just a distraction from all the other things going on. We got COVID still. We got you got protests left and right, and all this stuff. And this is just a distraction." And both sides can claim that.
I don't think that strategically you are going to win the election proving that Donald Trump's a bad man. I don't think that it didn't work in 2016 when he was, I think, in a harder position to win because we'd never as a nation elected somebody without experience before.
So is it right now, is the trick now is just to motivate the existing or potential electorate that would already know what side they're going to be on to make sure they vote? Like, that's all you're really going after anymore because you're not going to get – there aren't a lot of undecideds. And there aren't a lot of people who are on one side that'll flip to the other. You hear stories, anecdotal stories of somebody. Well, I voted for Trump in 2016, but not now.
The Democrats sure hope so. That's why they gave John Kasich, the former Republican governor of Ohio, more time than AOC.
Yeah.
So they certainly hope. They gave Colin Powell more time than AOC. These are people that are bedrock Republicans. Colin Powell helped engineer the Iraq War.
Yeah.
So I think they hope that there are a lot of disaffected never Trumpers for whom have voted Republican their entire life and now will enthusiastically vote for Joe Biden.
Yeah. God, can I tell you about a dream?
They want a lot of Scott Johnson. They want Scott Johnson's out the wazoo.
Let's get them going. Did I tell you I had a Romney dream last night? I would save this for now. This is true. I did. In my dream, it all had, in the dream anyway, everything had flipped to the perspective of we are finishing Mitt Romney's second term in November.
Okay.
And two fresh new candidates, non-incumbents, are running. And neither of them were Donald Trump. But it was a weird dream because in the dream, everything felt like, oh, we're just finishing this current dude's 8 years, which that would be true if he won in 08, right? Or no, won in 12.
12, yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it was like a dead heat between the new people, but everybody was feeling okay because in my dream, again, a dream, all right? So I'm not ascribing this to reality, but
dream.
In my dream, Romney did a better job nationally leading us through coronavirus / COVID-19. And it was that stuff felt better and things were a little bit more on an even keel economically speaking. We were kind of making it through the storm. It wasn't great, but it wasn't as bad as it's gotten. And other things like responses. In the dream specifically, there was like this feeling of like, we don't want Katrina to be, we never want to do Katrina again. We never want to have that smudge on our record. So there was like all this extra stuff going on with fires and everything. It was a weird dream because it wasn't like my normal dreams where everyone's got three eyes and, speaks in a language no one's heard. Like, I always have weird dreams. This was like, no, here's normal life with just a different timeline where a different result happened in 2012. And now we're just finishing out these two terms, which is kind of typical for an incumbent to have two terms. It's more rare to have them just do one and blah, blah, blah. And it was so different.
So you're back in the warm bosom of Mitt.
No.
Because I know you have a love-hate relationship.
I do.
Your junk brushing moments and
yeah. Well, no, you were very, very mad at Mittens for a while.
I was
right?
mad. I was mad. And then
you were mad at Mittens, but now are you back? Are you back in the warm embrace of Mittens?
I'm not anything. I'm kind of. In fact, I don't even know what's going on with. I don't know what's going on with Romney right now. Like, is he saying things? I don't know. I don't even know.
I actually thought of him yesterday because there was a report that came out that the Trump campaign spent $110,000 on Yonder bags.
Oh,
these are things that Dave Chappelle uses and some concerts use. But basically, you have to put your phone in a bag and they check it for you, and then
there are comedy clubs here that do that too. Yeah.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
And so they sent that, or that was disclosed that they had spent $110,000, and I'm like, finally something that Mitt Romney would agree with Trump on, because that dude definitely got sank because some bartender decided to record him talking about how people weren't going to vote for him because they were on welfare.
Yeah, that dinged him pretty bad. Well, see, but did it? Because that's what I'm saying. Did that ding him? Can you say to that? Can you look at that situation?
He ran a bad campaign.
Okay, so you don't think that turned the vote or moved the needle for him? He was just already.
It's yes and no, right?
Yeah.
It's like, did you throw the interception because you couldn't get any offense going and you were pressing and you eventually did something went wrong, or did you lose because you couldn't score any points?
Right.
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 The problem with Mitt is kind of the same problem with John Kerry, and we will see if it will be a problem with Joe Biden. The campaign was all about the other guy.
Yeah.
It was all about how bad the other guy was doing. The other guy was doing terrible. The other guy is the worst. The other guy is awful. Can you believe that there's another guy in office? We should put me. And there was very little about me. Mitt Romney kept running away from his story. He kept running away from his faith. He kept running away from his wealth. He kept running away from anything but like kind of superfluous references to his family. And despite the fact that Mitt Romney does have a very interesting story, and he comes from a very interesting heritage, there was not a lot about that.
Yeah.
He felt that was a liability, and I think that ultimately hurt him. Joe Biden, similarly, I think could stand to tell us more about why him now.
Yeah.
But we'll see whether or not that matters, because comparatively, Mitt Romney was never really running ahead of Obama, and Biden is running 8 to 10 points ahead of Trump.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll see exactly how much people believe in the polls comparatively between 2012 and 2020, but them's the facts.
It'd be good if, I don't know, it seems like everybody, if they want to compete in this, they need to, well, I say everybody, it's down to two, but they need to do as much make it about themselves as much as they make it about their opponent, because that's what Trump does and does naturally. He's not like, it's not a skill. He's like, ooh, I'm so good at the skill. Right, he just does it where it's all about him and how terrible everyone that opposes him is. So he's doing both things.
Narcissism.
Yeah.
Well, but look, it's, people on the right called Obama a narcissist because all he did was talk about himself, and Bill Clinton a narcissist, and Ronald Reagan a narcissist. But what is consistent? They told a story people could believe in.
And they all won.
Whether or not, and they're winners, right? What is consistent about it?
Yeah.
What is consistent about a winning campaign? You're telling a narrative that people can buy into.
Yeah.
And for Donald Trump, the thing that electrified his base in 2016, that made him a good matchup against Hillary Clinton, is that incumbent in Hillary Clinton's message was, hey, everyone did great during Obama, right?
Yeah.
We're in a utopia. What an amazing world we live in, thanks to 8 years of Obama. Well, get ready for it to be even better. And Donald Trump and Bernie Sanders, for that matter, were alike in that they said, no, we don't think that it was great under Obama.
Yeah.
We think that the poor got poorer. We think that people are being left behind. Now, they had very different solutions for why that was happening and how they could fix it. But that was something that was electrifying. Now, Biden, by and large, is running on, hey, remember how great Obama was? I'll bring back Obama.
Yeah.
And now, will that hit different 4 years after Trump in the White House? Maybe. I certainly think that there is an anecdotal thing that is going on where people are like, I would like to forget about the fact that we have a president at some point over the next 4 years. That has proven to be impossible with Donald Trump in the White House. But who knows? Who knows on election day?
Yeah, we don't know. I don't know what to think about any of this stuff at this stage. It's such a weird stage because we're 60 days out or whatever it is. It's not much.
Less than that, 57.
Yeah, 57 days.
Yeah. Or 56 maybe today.
So we got, upcoming debates. I assume that's all still on, right? We're doing that. Okay.
In fact, on my channel on Mondays, we've been watching old debates. We've been watching 2 weeks ago we watched the first ever debate, the Nixon Kennedy debate. We watched Perot, Bush, Clinton last night, and next week we'll watch Bush, Gore 1, and then for the final 2 weeks leading up to the debates we will watch Biden, Palin, and we will watch Trump, Clinton.
Oof.
I don't know which Trump Clinton we're gonna watch. I think we might watch Trump Clinton 2, because that was the one right after the grab 'em tape.
Oh yeah. Which one is all the great faces by Trump while Hillary is talking?
That's 1 and 3 because he's at the podium.
Yeah.
But 2 is the one where they're walking
around.
Around.
Right, City Hall or right.
The town hall
hall version, right.
That might also be Ken Bone, now that I think about it. That might be the
Ken Bone, red shirt.
Yeah, the Ken Bone debate. Don't search his Reddit mentions.
You know what? Everything you mentioned there sounds like a hard watch, but knowing that you're hosting it sounds like it might actually be fun. So people should be checking that out. And
it was great yesterday. Perot ages well.
Yeah.
Perot ages really well. Way more than I thought. He also was way more of a technocrat than I remember. Because I think people tend to think, Ross Perot, like when I think about the ripples of Ross Perot, I think Ron Paul, who is an ideologue.
Right.
I think Trump, who obviously is more of a kind of naked populist. But there was a lot of like Andrew Yang in Ross Perot.
Yeah,
there was
whole
a
background.
lot of,
that's where he made his billions was in tech, and he had ideas.
Well, beyond that he really hammers, and it was the thing that in '92 he's way ahead of the curve. That like he's like, well, look, we're in a massive manufacturing shift. True.
Yep.
There was a Bush economist that says, well, we don't care in America if we're making potato chips or microchips. And Ross Perot, who, by the way, helped found Next with Steve Jobs, or gave Steve Jobs the money for Next. Yeah. There would be no Pixar without Ross Perot.
That's right.
He was a salesman at IBM before he realized, oh, no, wait, he could do it himself.
Yeah.
And that's how we wound up making his money. But so he was very tech forward. And even some of his foreign policy stuff. I put up a clip on my Twitter where he mentions how much we need to support Russia and nurture the newly un-Soviet blocked Russia and their countries, because if we don't, there are some old boys in the KGB that'll be very happy to take it right where it came from. And it's like, what? Little on the nose. Roll, Rossi. Roll.
That's pretty crazy. See, this is great. You're only going to get this through this process, or this is a great way to do it anyway, instead of hunting it down yourself. When can people catch this stuff, and what else do you want them looking at before we see you next?
So twitch.tv/Justin R. Young is where you go, not only including right after the morning stream 4 days a week. I'm talking politics, whatever the hell you guys want to talk about is what we will talk about. But then also on Monday nights, that is 8 o'clock Eastern time, we do debate prep, Bush versus Gore. We're putting it in a lockbox. We're getting our size ready. We won't forget Poland because it is Bush Gore next week. And then I got an announcement.
Oh,
guys.
What's that?
All right. What is it?
Raise the Dead Season 2.
Woo!
Raise the Dead Season 2 will be out the first week of October.
Yeah.
and it is all about 1964. 1964, so a direct sequel to the first season. If you have not heard the first season, go subscribe and download all of it. It is available for you right now. You can also go on Audible and get the full complete series with one bonus episode as well. But I'm super thrilled. This is going to be a shorter season. It's 3 episodes, but I think it's the best stuff that I have ever created. And spoiler alert, one of the main characters dies in the first 10 minutes.
Whoa. That's intense. And since it's all historical, I mean, gosh, I wonder who it could be. Anyway,
Who could it be? Who could it be?
Make sure you check it out. Season 2 is shaping up nice. We're pretty excited about it here. It's Justin Robert Young, everybody. Justin R. Young on Twitter. And tonight, Night Attack, I'll be on there as well. Justin, we'll see you then. Bye now.
See you,
the
folks.
jury will now retire.
Bye.
Oh, nicely done.
Well, I had to time it, Brian. I had to time it. All right. Before we get out of here, yesterday was Monday. We had a holiday, so we didn't do a show. But we did have a mashup. We just didn't play it. Okay?
Right.
So
Because
now
it was Monday. We weren't here.
No, we weren't here.
Yeah.
So we're going to play it now. This is it. Today's Monday number 2. And you're going to hear this one called Don't Eat That Yogurt, which is pretty good advice no matter where you live. By the way, I live sort of near a Dannon plant. I have to drive out a ways to see it, but you get within a block of that place.
Oh, that place stink.
Oh my gosh. What are they doing at the Dannon plant?
It's all bacteria, man.
It's like a diaper just laid out and just emanating in the sun. It's so bad, but it doesn't go through the whole valley. It's just like right. You have to be like within a block or two, and then you get it. Outside of that, you're fine. But woo boy, they definitely keep the fruit on the bottom there. If you know what I'm saying. All right. Here's today's mashup. Enjoy it. Here you go. Seeing you is easy 'cause you're beautiful. Dootin' dootin' doo doo.
Oh, hit that high one. Come on, close it. Jar of warm pea. Throw me at Black Manta. Throw me at Bizarro.
Yeah, Bizarro would hate it.
Like warm pea in the face.
No, he actually would say, me love warm pea in the face.
Yeah, because he's the opposite.
Me like cold pea in the face.
Well, it depends on...
Me prefer cold pea.
Yeah.
If me being honest, me prefer me like cold pea better than warm pea.
It's just like this twisted spaghetti turd. It's an attempt to find...
You hungry for peanuts? I'm really hungry for peanuts. What if this rope around my one leg isn't actually keeping us here? What if we could go anytime we wanted, man? We should just rampage through the Warsaw Zoo, dude. What's that thing that they always say about elephants? Oh, I wish I could remember. Oh, man.
I'm not sorry for being so awesome.
Everything here's made out of shit.
But also the co-star with Jamie Lee Curtis of, what was the name of that show?
Oh,
such a good show.
I forgot about that. Yeah. What was that called?
This Life is Mine.
Was that it? My life with you. Your life is here with me.
Don't eat that yogurt. What was it called? Anything but love. That's right.
But how does that taste? Like, what are you doing?
Like shit. Like $350 worth of shit.
Yeah, or pervy. What's his name? Doing pervy things.
Oh yeah, the broccoli.
Broccoli.
Pervy broccoli. Yes. Pervy broccoli.
Get that title in now. You might be today's winner. Paul Reiser. What about me? No. What about love? What's that show called? Love.
Mad About You.
Mad About You. I like what about
What
me.
about anything but love? But don't eat that yogurt.
Yeah.
What was the what's the Reese Witherspoon lawyer deal for the movies that she does?
Barely Legal, I think. Isn't that it? Oh no, Legally Blonde.
Oh, you just made the show right there. We could actually stop right now and still get an Emmy for this episode.
Honestly, and I'll be honest here, my brain thought that I was saying the right thing. I really did. I thought that was it. Gosh, I forgot about that. That was just last week.
Barely Legal.
Feels like 5 minutes ago. All right. Well, that was great. Thanks, Jamie, and thank you for your patience in us playing that. Now this.
Fan
service! We like to give fan service here and there during COVID times. It's a little thing we do. It's a nice little service to people. We got this one from Unsolved Mysteries Solved.buzzsprout.com. I'll get to that again in a minute. Do you like mysteries, hate that they regularly go unsolved, and love to laugh at stupid jokes? Well, this is the podcast you want to listen to. No, it's not TMS. It's this other one. Chad Kimmons and Cassandra Cherry, two truth finders who hold PhDs in solving unsolved mysteries, bring you a new, unexplained, or unsolved mystery every week. And when we're done giving you the facts, they solve that sucker. Everything from the colony of Roanoke to the Ark of the Covenant. Don't look at it. Marion, close your eyes, Marion. Anyway, every mystery is solved with logic and reason, like how the Oregon Vortex is clearly a portal to another dimension, or D.B. Cooper's disappearance into the Washington forest to become Bigfoot. Unsolved Mysteries Solved, the only podcast where we bring you the truth without all the BS. Find us on Spotify, iTunes, and wherever you get your shows. That's Unsolved Mysteries Solved.buzzsprout.com.
Well done.
It's a good time there at the Buzzsprout.
Read.
Thanks.
Solid read.
Also, we got a mug reminder, and that is to remind you that we have 2,000 episodes coming up. We will be hitting that landmark in no time at all. It's 1985 right now, so just do the math yourself. That's pretty quick. And
3 weeks. We'll do the math for you. 3 weeks.
That's right. You can get the commemorative 2,000 episode TMS mug now on the store, and it's going quick. I think we're almost done with the first run, and I don't know how the second run's going to go, so you want to get on that fast. That's at frogpants.com/store. It has our big 2,000 episode reminder TMS thing on the front, and on the back it says, "I can definitely see why you like it," as a quote.
Love it.
So
I love the fact that we're finally getting that. We've got to get a mug out to the woman who originated that phrase, just so
100%.
she can have some sort of idea that she helped start this landslide.
Exactly. If we ever do anything with bees, same thing. We got to get that.
Right.
What's his
Yeah,
name?
the 2,500 will be "I don't like bees."
Yep, there you go. So if you're the husband that sent us that video in the first place, we'd love it if your wife got one of these mugs. Get in touch with me, and we'll make sure she gets hooked up. Okay, that's it. That's all we got. Patreon.com/TMS is how you support the show. Please do. You got a PM last weekend. You got a play date on Saturday, and Friday I'll get another PM. It's just all this bonus content. You can't get any other way. That's patreon.com/TMS. For everything else, frogpants.com/TMS. Play a song, because it's time.
Okay. If you insist, I'll do it. Just for you, though. Just this once, just
Thanks.
for you.
Thanks. I appreciate it.
This request comes in from Super No Hassle Natalia friend. I thought I saw Talia in the chat room